My friend, do you have troubles? Is your website just a white screen? Are your forms not working? Do you need some help? Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you need a plugin, maybe a dev. We're solving all your WordPress blues on WPblab. Woo!
What we are not doing is solving all your Blab problems on WPblab. We'll let Blab figure that out. Folks, we've been let's see here, we're about 15, 18 minutes late, and we've had a lot of troubles going on today. So I'm so glad that you guys get to watch this after the fact, and you have no clue what happened. So, yeah. So it was between this and on WPwatercooler this last week, we had all sorts of ridiculous issues happening.
Technical.
Yeah, we started about 30 minutes late on that guy, and that just, oof. Dang, Bridget, you're spamming the heck out of the chat. That's awesome.
Well, I don't want to forget to talk about some stuff. First of all, there are 65 tickets left for WordCamp or San Diego.
Yep.
So if you want to get in on that and you're a latecomer, that's it. That's the last and final amount of tickets. Also, WordCamp Orange County, July 9, and 10 is having a plugin palooza again, which WordPress won last year, I may add, for WP rollback.
Which is awesome. If you've
I
never
would
used
be remiss.
rollback, you should totally be using that guy, because that thing is amazing.
So also, I wanted to put a link to the shiny new toys that Matt wrote, because that was kind of what, I mean, all of us are noticing is kind of driven the topic of the show. Big push for push notifications. And that's a new one out this week that will give you browser notifications for your website. So just in case I forget to reference that. So
Awesome.
little business.
Now that we have the business all out of the way.
Well, WordCamps are an important
WordCamps
part of
are
our community.
Huge.
Mm-hmm.
Huge. So, let's see here. Catherine in the chat asks, have I spoken in Alabama? I have actually not have ever been in Alabama. But if you have a need for a Jason Tucker in Alabama, I might be able to make something happen. So if you guys are watching at home, which I'd imagine you probably are, if you want to go over to the left-hand side, click on the little tweet button, click on the post button, tell your mom, tell the whole world that we're streaming live. I'd appreciate that. Include a hashtag WordPress, which we do have that in the title there, but include that just to let everybody know we're doing this sort of thing, and we're going to be talking about all sorts of fun stuff. So we didn't get any intros out of the way, but Bridget is a Twitter nerd. She's someone who does a lot of tweeting. She also works over at WordPress, which is down in San Diego, California. They do a lot of really cool both client-type work as well as building WordPress plugins. So make sure you go check out wordpress.com. They do some amazing stuff over there. I'm Jason Tucker. You can find me over at jasontucker.us. I take care of a lot of stuff with WPwatercooler as well as WPblab. And I work at a church. I do nonprofit type work, and I'm also the IT director and WordPress web developer at that church. So now that we have all that out of the way, so today we're talking about notifications, but we're not talking about notifications like a pop-up notification. We're talking about all notifications, not just one, but all different kinds. So if you have any questions regarding how to notify the people that come to your website and let them know, hey, a new thing just came out, or if you're wanting to figure out how do you get people to come to your website that don't normally come to your website, or ways of making your website type content easily available for people, that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. So if you have any other questions, feel free to throw them in the chat here. We may be able to save them for an upcoming show, but for the most part, we're talking about notifying people that read on your site. Right, Bridget?
Yep. I mean, so a lot of times you subscribe to a website that you're really interested in, like WordCamp Orange County.
Yep.
And I noticed from Facebook that the plugin palooza was happening, but even though I'm subscribed to the blog, for some reason I didn't get the email, and it's
Okay.
weird. And I think also we forget, and I'm usually pretty vigilant about my spam folder, and I use Gmail, so there's that regular tab and the social
Right.
tab and the updates and promotions and whatever. I look at
Mhm.
all of that, and if you're expecting an event, well, let me say it a different way. If there is a website that's interesting to you for an event or a time related purpose, then you're
Right.
going to want to go look at that website just in case. But
Yeah.
also make sure in your email that you're getting those, because lately it's kind of political season. I'm seeing a lot of things that shouldn't be in my spam lately from Gmail.
Mm-hmm.
And
Because it's not spam. They want you to know these things, so you should be able to read them and understand them.
well, right. And what happens is they decide what spam, also from your behavior. So if I keep deleting Marco Rubio, it'll just throw it in spam or whatever.
Right.
I'm just saying. I know. I'm sorry. I'm trying not to be political. I'm not watching the debate, but I'm just saying, like, I subscribe to a lot of political websites, and sometimes I just don't give a crap about the email, so I just delete it.
Yeah.
When I keep deleting the email, then it starts throwing it into spam, and I'm like, no, I want the email if I want it. I don't want you to put it.
Why aren't you reading my mind?
Well, or anything like that. Like, I want to know if Marie Callender's is having a $10 off coupon and a $5 pie sale, but I don't want it today, so I delete it. But I might want it next week. Like, I want it when I know I want it, but I don't want you to tell me it's spam. It's not spam. I signed up for it. So Google is kind of trying to help us out, but really, I feel like they're, whatever. Anyway, Plugin Palooza, that's exciting.
That is exciting.
Yeah, because it's really interesting to see what people come up with. I know that the WP crowd said they're going to start making plugins. So I wonder if they're going to participate in Plugin Palooza.
That'd be sweet. I mean, I shared that, and then Sarah, who's kind of running social stuff for OC WordPress.
Yeah, she's good.
Yeah, that group. She ended up saying, "Hey, you guys should definitely submit some stuff." So we'll see how that goes. What was it I was looking for here? I wanted to bring something up, and I wanted to make sure that I had it available so that we could talk about it. So
I messed you up by throwing my stuff in the chat first.
That's okay. That's okay. So there was, I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about like the simplest ways that you can notify people about things that are happening on your site. So one of the simplest ways is to do a email subscription in Jetpack.
Yeah.
And so if you've never used Jetpack's that thing that jumps up at you and says, "Hey, look at me. I do really cool things." So if you can go to Jetpack and go over to the features, I'll put the link in here so you can go take a look at that. And if you scroll down down to, where is that? Oh, it disappeared. Email. Yeah. If you go down to where it says traffic growth, which I think is like the first block down there, there's a thing in there for subscriptions. And that's how people can subscribe to your site and get daily emails as new blog posts come out. So, and you can actually modify, if I remember correctly, you could turn on the way in which the subscriptions are set up and how it gets sent out to those people. But that also includes when you're in the, when you're leaving a comment, you can check the little check boxes, one that says notify me of follow-up comments and then notify me of new posts via email. So if you have those people turn those two things on, they'll start getting emails every time you post something, as well as every time you get a follow, or that person gets a follow-up after they leave a comment. So that's the first way of being able to kind of get people to come to your website, just by interacting or by them seeing your posts. Have you ever used that?
I don't have, I know that they can subscribe. I'm not sure if it's Jetpack.
Yeah.
But I have Jetpack enabled. It's just been a long time. But just you bringing that up, I know we're not supposed to talk about something else, but I commented on my first blog post that uses Postmatic.
Ooh, yes.
And that is bitchin'.
It is. It's great.
As the person receiving comment, receiving a reply, and then all you have to do is reply the email.
And you're leaving a comment back. Isn't that cool?
It's so easy. Yeah, I really liked it.
Postmatic's freaking awesome.
Yeah. I think the developer is Jason somebody, right?
Yeah.
It sounded familiar, and I was like, whoa, no wonder why people are... And the email that you got with the reply to your comment, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's not like some WYSIWYG. Blah, 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 blah. It's really nice. It made me think, it might encourage comments. The fact that it
does. It does. So I manage a site that gets about right around 2 million views a month, and we use Postmatic on it, and we had a hard time because of the number of comments that were happening on the site, and Postmatic was just literally just shooting out emails nonstop. And our host was finally like, you know what? This is actually taking up more resources to send out those emails through Postmatic. Like, your website doesn't send out the emails. They actually use Mailgun and Mandrill. They use those two types of systems to send out that stuff, which is weird because now Mandrill's getting kind of ported over to MailChimp. So Mandrill's kind of like the transactional email thing, like, hey, you forgot your password. Hey, you just signed up. Hey, you whatever. All those types of things, you can have it go through Mandrill. Now Mandrill is going to get kind of pushed into MailChimp, so we'll see what ends up happening with that.
Is that going to be a good thing?
I don't know. Because like the site that I was just talking about, we switched over from Postmatic to trying to build our own thing using Mandrill, and now Mandrill's going away, so I'm like, hey, we're turning on Postmatic for a little while. But yeah, it's neat. I mean, we saw a huge increase in notifications to new posts, as well as notifications to, hey, there's a comment, do you want to reply to a comment? And depending on the demographic of the people that go to your site, that could be huge for you. Like, if you have somebody who they grew up with email and they have no idea how instant messaging works, and they really don't want to pull out their phone to like get a notification or anything like that, which is something we'll talk about in a minute. What ends up happening is they get an email and they're just like, oh, email, I know how to do this. And they just pick up the email and blast it out. And another one comes in, and then they have another conversation. They blast it out again. And it's like one after another. It's so cool to just see people interacting just because of the fact that they're using email.
And it's easier.
Yeah, it's totally easier.
Because normally you get a comment notification email anyway, and then you have to just click a link, you go back, make sure you're signed in. Blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
Yeah, it was a bummer.
But yeah, you should check out Postmatic. Anybody who's out there that wants to, give it a try. Right now they're in kind of a beta period, and they're doing it for totally free. So go grab that and take a look at it and see what you think.
Yeah,
and come back here and let us know all about it. Folks, if you have any questions, any comments, anything like that, type in /Q space and then your question in the chat, and we will be more than happy to help you out.
Wow, I can't believe it's free right now. I'm sorry. That just blew my mind. I had to download that Go Postmatic.
Oh, it's so cool. So cool. And it's super simple, and they just kind of take care of everything. You don't have to do any extra stuff. Mandrill, we had to jump through a whole bunch of hoops in order to get it all set up. So, yeah. Yeah,
emails and forms and integrating things like that is not easy.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's another kind of notification, right? So that's another way of subscribing. When you comment, you can subscribe to the blog right there. It usually gives you those choices, like you said. So I think I do have it set up. I don't get a whole lot of comments, but it is another way to see if somebody will subscribe. But then, I mean, not to totally derail ourselves, isn't it better? Is it better to have a blog subscription like Jetpack, or is it better to use email marketing like MailChimp, Constant Contact, Aweber, blah, 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 blah?
Right.
Because, I mean, then it's not your server, your host sending out the email. It's MailChimp. Then you get analytics and...
Right. Yeah. Like I think there's definitely some good with MailChimp because, like you said, you get the Google Analytics, you get the open rate, you get the click-through rate, you get all that access to all of that stuff. There's third parties other than MailChimp that do the same type of thing. The way that those work is, and I'll put a link into the notes here, is that you use your RSS feed to do that.
Yeah.
And so what's neat, not even with FeedBurner. You don't have to do anything with FeedBurner. So with MailChimp, you can just say, hey, MailChimp, I want to do a MailChimp RSS mailing.
Oh, the automated one.
Yep.
Yeah, I like to write mine. I don't want to send somebody.
You already wrote the blog post. What do you need to write more stuff for?
Because I feel like there should be something special when you get an email. It should.
There is something special. It's that thing that you just spent 2 hours writing.
That's true.
You don't have to put, so here's the thing that I wrote, and then it's like the thing that you wrote. It's like, okay, if you want to put that into the mailing, you'd be like, dear person's name, with all the little, the token and stuff.
And now you know why I haven't sent mine out yet this week.
Hey, person, so here's all the things that happened this week, and it sends an email. You can totally fake it. You can totally fake it by using MailChimp.
Put too much pressure on myself.
You shouldn't.
No, for my 34 subscribers.
Well,
I'm trying to provide value. Oh man.
Yeah, use the MailChimp setup. Catherine in the chat was asking about the subscribe feature in Jetpack. I described where that's at. So if you go to that link that I just put in the chat, which is the jetpack.me/features, scroll down to subscriptions and then click on that, and a modal box pops up, which is why I can't give you the exact link to it. But go check that out. That's
does she mean like when you have it installed on your dashboard?
Where was the subscribe feature in Jetpack? Oh, well, it explains it when you click on the link.
Okay.
So they talk all about it.
Yeah, because today I learned that there are, plugins are funny.
Yeah.
This is my third party, not a WordPress developer opinion.
Yep.
Some of them make their own navigation in the sidebar,
Yep.
And some of them have settings in the plugin screen where they're listed.
Right.
And some of them are in just your regular settings. And some of them are in appearance widgets. So if you're getting a plugin that's just a widget, then, a lot of times your settings are just in the widget appearance setting page.
Yeah.
So it's not like the plugins are super obvious where it's going to be.
Yeah.
Just from my own. I mean, clearly now I'm finding out all the places they tend to land.
Right.
But,
so if you're using MailChimp and you want to get a widget to show up on your website, the one that I like that actually looks pretty nice is the one by Opt-in Cat.
Oh, you don't use MailChimp's?
MailChimp's is fine, but the Opt-in Cat one has a little banner on it. And
okay, I'm writing it down.
It looks cute.
No Panda, though?
No Panda.
Better.
Sorry, don't have any Panda stuff today.
MailChimp. I wrote it down. It down.
It's
notes are your friend.
See, they did this before MailChimp did anything. There's this called MailChimp-WP. They're like, that's where we're going to call ours. It's just, yeah.
Yeah, and it's
Cat is a company that makes it.
Boring thing widget. It for my list is called, "Hey, I can be a guru too." You too can be a guru, and it just puts your name and stuff. And then I tried the hello bar again to capture emails.
Mm-hmm. No.
I don't think I get that much traffic. Like, I don't know if this is a good strategy. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like if you're an affiliate marketer and you are pumping out content like there is no tomorrow, that is a totally different thing. I don't feel like anybody on this planet is waiting for the next BridgetWiller.com blog post. You know?
I am, but I haven't gotten it in my inbox yet because I'm still waiting for you to write a little something.
Email. I know I was driving home from work today going, oh, crap, I forget it's Thursday. I haven't written my MailChimp. What am I even going to say?
Oh, boy.
I like to do something like extra special. Like I found Unsplash. Unsplash is like the coolest resource ever. Free, totally free for using whatever you want. Photos, and they're high res, gorgeous.
Yeah.
And I got a lot of response from that. People were like, "Oh, you're the best finding this," because I feel like I'm on Twitter so much that I'm coming across things that maybe people don't have time for. So that's like the little extraness in my email. So, you know,
no, it's great.
I don't know.
I think it's awesome.
But then I'm trying to, you know, then you're like, awesome. Oh, you're making it too complicated.
Exactly. Oh boy.
So that's one kind of a notification is so you have the RSS feed kind, and then you have the email marketing kind.
Yep.
And then you have now there's a push for push notifications. Like
there is.
I feel like this is for the young people
who
don't use email. They want a text message. Now I get push notifications from Amazon.com, and that's how I know my order is at my front door. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Do I want a push notification for when? I'll tell you what would be good for when WordCamp tickets go on sale. That would be very good, right? Because it's always a big mystery.
But you could just subscribe to the RSS feed and get a notification every time that something comes in, and have it.
You have to sit at your computer.
No, you can get around that. I'm not going to share my secrets because I don't want everybody to,
don't share your secrets.
I'll tell you later.
So there's that, and then the one I saw this week that makes the bell. It makes a bell that you put on your website, and you click on that, and then it will give you the browser notifications.
Now, the browser notifications, you have to have an SSL certificate for it, as far as I can tell. Yep. And the reason why is because it's a default. Right. It's a secure, it's a secure connection that needs to happen between their website and your browser. But yeah. So the one that I was looking at is one called Roost.
Oh.
Roost. And Roost used to be a free product, and now it's a paid service. But it works pretty good. I have it running on one of my sites, and it just blasts off notifications all the time telling people when new stuff comes up, which is good and bad depending on like how many people or how many posts you have in a day. If you have a ridiculous number of posts, it probably gets super annoying for people to see. But that would be the one to look at. I haven't heard of any others.
Browser, but does it do?
Yeah, it does browser and it does socials,
but not mobile.
Yeah, it does mobile too.
It does,
as far as I can tell.
Interesting.
I can quadruple check real quick. So their website is goroost.com. Is their website, and they kind of have like the Chick-fil-A style logo going on. So
yeah, they do.
You see that, you're like, oh, okay. So yeah, they do notifications on Chrome, Firefox, Internet Explorer, Safari iOS, and Opera.
See, to me, and I guess I am showing my age, but I don't want push notifications. I want things when I want them.
Okay.
Okay, so obviously for work I have Slack now, but before that, on my phone, I had text messages. That is it. Nothing else is pushed. But because of work, I have email push now, and I have Slack push. Because, you know, if I'm away from my desk, I need to know if I got an email from anybody, but also Slack, which is basically glorified text messaging.
It is not.
It is too. Come on. People are like, oh, we want to get away from email, so we're going to use Slack. It's not any different. I don't really feel like it's that much different, except it's just this big threaded thing with a billion channels.
It's totally different.
And then we use Asana. So
Yes.
Asana has notifications that also come to your email. So there is so much blowing up my phone. I think that people
love it.
This is like the philosophical part that I wanted to bring into this topic is the
your bosses on right now?
level.
No, they're not here. Go for it.
No, Matt and I were talking about this because yeah, it's nice to have the convenience, but then are you going to feel anxious to leave your phone? Because you're going to have the fear of missing out. Also, the addiction of the endorphins coming in your brain when you get that ding.
Right.
And, you know, so I have Facebook notifications, but only when I go on Facebook. It doesn't push to my phone. Yeah, I don't want anything pushing to my phone. I don't want it pushing to my phone.
But how do you do that? Like how do you like?
I go on Facebook when I want to. I want it when I want it.
Huh.
Right, because I'm busy.
I'm busy too. I'm so
it's
busy
my
that I would
job.
never see this stuff unless the thing went off.
Okay, I lied. I have Facebook Messenger pushes to my phone, Slack pushes to my phone, Gmail pushes to my phone, and text messages. That's it. Everything else, I check it when I want to check it. So, you know the developers that are like super crazy about their time and everything like that, and they turn off all their notifications. They sit there and they just code and blah, 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 blah. There's like now the new fad is Pomodoro method, where you work for 90 minutes and then you take a 10
jeez Louise. You know what? That'd be awesome at work. I'll tell people, somebody will walk in, I'm like, I'm sorry, but I'm Pomodoro
I can't talk to you.
method
I'm in the
style.
Pomodoro method.
Oh my gosh, come on.
I just do that naturally. So what I do is I'll just focus and I'll just blah, 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 and do this, whatever I'm doing. And then I go, okay, I'm taking a break. Then I pick up my phone, I go Facebook, Twitter, and
You should go outside. You should go outside and have a cigarette break and then just sit there and do Facebook.
Right. That's pretty much what I do. So then I'm checking almost every hour, but I'm doing it when I want to do it, not Bridget, I need you right now. So the only people that can have Bridget, I need you right now is my mom, my husband, and my work people. And that's it. Nobody else gets me right now. So there's this anxiety that people get from the push notifications. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to have a push notification from a website now.
I wish I could agree, but I can't. Because if that
level of anxiety in your life,
if that thing didn't go off, I tell my wife, I joke with my wife and say, I don't get Facebook at work. Like, I don't have the internet at work. I do tons of internet type stuff, but I just don't get the internet at work. And she's like, and I'm like, well, it's because I don't have like the time to just sit there and like flip through a bunch of stuff. Yeah. I don't have that luxury. So, and not that I'm saying that she does or anything like that, but I'm just saying that like, for me, people are nonstop coming in asking me questions at work, and I just don't have the ability to be like, excuse me, I'm working on this thing right now, or I'm checking the internet to see what's going on.
So people are your push notifications.
Yeah, but I want them to go away.
That's what I'm saying. So actually, we agree.
No,
I think it's different if I want it than if it's just coming to me.
Right. Okay.
I feel like a WordCamp site, if they had the browser notifications when tickets went on sale, I would subscribe to that.
My wife thinks that there should just be an app for WordCamps.
That sounds interesting.
There should just be like a WordCamp app that just does it. So if anybody makes it happen, Feel free to call it Jen's app, and then, the WordPress, whatever.
Jen WP.
Exactly.
No, she's smart. Why isn't it? And here's another thing I'm going to say. Why isn't WordPress.tv mobile responsive? I think I've heard that they're working on it, but it's so weird, because you miss the talks and you want to go back. But anyway, I'm derailing. Right. I was just trying to think in the context of WordPress.
Right.
Why would I want this push notification? Definitely tickets or information or speaker announcements for an event for an event that makes sense because it's time sensitive. Do I want push notifications from Jason Tucker's latest podcast?
Heck no. No. Why would you?
Actually, I do for the water cooler. I forgot. I have that YouTube. YouTube pushes water cooler.
So here's the thing about some of these things. So, for instance, WPwatercooler, if you got a push notification that I posted it, the event hasn't occurred yet. I do that a day or two before the event even happens.
Oh, how weird. And so it says it's live now from YouTube.
Yeah, so it wouldn't work.
That's stupider. I'm going to turn that off. I need less pushing and more pulling. I want it when I want it.
The notification from YouTube is the correct one. That's the one.
That's the one I get.
Yeah. But if we were to have it tied into the post on WP Watercooler to tell you, that wouldn't help you any because it's it's
2 days ahead or whatever.
Yeah, you'll get a notification saying this will happen in 72 hours.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
What blog post do I have to write that's so important that you must drop everything that you're doing? Look in the corner of your computer and go, oh, I'm going to stop coding my website. I'm going to start writing an email marketing campaign, and I'm going to go look at what so-and-so wrote. I mean, no. But then I'm not a millennial that wants everything on their phone.
I want everything on my phone. Everything. And it needs to work on my phone.
You're my age. I just don't get that.
It needs to work on my phone, and it needs to have all the stuff needs to be on the phone.
I want it on my phone, but only when I want it. I need another person to jump on this because this is a curious social behavior thing.
Jacob's on. Jacob, you want to hop in and say something? Go for it.
I really want to know who.
Roz, if you want to hop in and say something, you've been on before. Both of you, either one of you guys, please hop in.
Yes, please. We're like a he said, she said show now.
Bridget needs friends.
For example, it was supposed to be about traffic accidents.
Say again?
What's happening, Raz?
I was trying to get my headphones.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
we heard like news happening in the background or something.
All right, here we go. Yeah. Okay, here we go.
Okay, so if I remember correctly, you were building an event-related website.
Yes, okay. I was, and I actually am building it right now. It's a very weird way. I'm using like 3 plugins to build it, but I'm finally building it, so it's pretty cool.
So, see, like for instance, his stuff, the notification needs to occur when the thing goes live where you can go and sign up for it.
Yes.
But if it's like 3 months out or 6 months out, then what's going to end up happening is the person's going to look at it and go like, cool.
Right.
What should I sign up for? You know what I mean? So that's where like that, for instance, that Roost plugin, you can actually go in there and say like, send a notification now, and it'll blast a notification out to everybody. Which I don't know if you've ever done that, like on a mobile app or on a whatever. It's scary because you push the button, you're like, okay, here we go. I'm so sorry, I just bugged you in the middle of your day. I'm so sorry. Right. You know. Hopefully you're not like on the other side of the world and you just got a notification from us. I'm so sorry.
What was the question? Sorry,
so what would your approach be for this then? How would you use this with your event site?
For this, well, the events that I'm using are more like, they're not so more like events that are online. They're events that are happening live. So they're shows and fairs for crafters. So the notification itself doesn't help them so much because the event is happening, they have to sign up like weeks or months before, and they need to be in that special location. So they need to go to New York. They need to have a booth. So that's the ones that I'm using right now. But the ones that I don't know how the ones that you're using are working, but they're working very well. Like, I was just sitting on my computer watching TV right now, and all of a sudden I get this notification from Blab that, hey, Jason Tucker is live. So I just
bam. Oh, you did?
Yeah, I did.
Was it on your phone?
No, it was on my. It came through Chrome. So from
a browser notification.
Yep. That was it, and that's how I knew that he was live, and I just.
See, Bridget, we're using it already. You don't even know it.
I needed to subscribe to you. That way I could have gotten on the show in the first place.
Yeah. So did you end up getting like 8 of them for each time I tried to start one and it didn't work?
No, I only got, as long as I saw, I only got 2 of them. Like one of them, one of them I clicked on and I wasn't logged into Blab, so I had to log in. But once I logged in, like a few minutes later, I got another one, and when I clicked, I saw you. So that you were live
gotcha.
Already.
Yeah. Jacob, have you guys done any notification stuff either through the browser or through like iOS notifications?
iOS ones, yeah. I have messed.
But that's through an app, though, right?
It's through a native iOS app or an Android app, but. I haven't thrown with any of the web notification stuff, but I mean, I'm in favor of it as long as people have the opportunity to choose to want to get it or not. It's fine. Even like, if you're on iOS, like with your emails, right? You can choose. You can select someone. If I want Bridget to be, I think it's VIPs or something like that.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, we get so bombarded with emails, but there's a few people that if an email comes through, I want it to push through. And so having that opportunity is fantastic to be able to decipher. So if there's a particular website or an application, web app that I want to push whatever they do to my phone, I'm all for it.
I was just trying to think of like more of an example, and I just didn't realize like people would want that. So I was like, why are people building these plugins? Who wants push notifications that you post in a blog? I don't get it.
But I think it needs to be something that's happening right then. If you get something that's already occurred, then that doesn't help you any, unless there's like a way of being able to like, just catch up in some way or something.
I mean, just like with Twitter, right? You can turn on a Twitter mobile notification.
True.
That pushes through as well. And I think that when you say, why do I want someone's blog pushing through, obviously WordPress is way more than just a blog. So people can have anything on that platform. So what they bring may be valuable to get pushed through to a particular person.
Your cat blog can also have an app.
Oh, product releases from plugin shops.
Yeah.
I mean,
there's somebody who does that.
There's particular applications that have specific Twitter accounts that are just their support service, right? So you can throttle that onto the web. So having a notification for web that's just pure support, like, hey, our API is down, or our GIF is down, or something like that.
Yeah.
So WordPress can do something about Give that maybe there's some support issues and they want to notify their customers about issues that maybe not all their customers are on Twitter.
Sure.
Yep.
No, I mean, they're not, obviously. But yeah, that's it's just funny. So I thought when Jason said, what should we talk about? I go, well, Matt and I keep talking about these plugins because he's doing that Shiny New Toys series where he's going in the repo every Monday, looking at the plugins. There was a trend this year of notifications, either push or SMS or mobile or browser. But yeah.
That's because I finally got them to work, and one code base can kind of work on all of the stuff. You don't have to do some crazy ridiculousness to get it to work.
Oh my gosh.
The browsers have actually caught up to the technology that we want to have happen. So
how good is the support right now for a browser? I remember about a year ago it was pretty light, but obviously it's probably gotten better, no?
It's gotten better. Yeah, it's got. I mean, now all of them work. Now the stuff through Facebook through Firefox and Chrome and I think Internet Explorer, if I remember correctly. There's a few of them that just work, and then there's, if I remember correctly, it's the one for Firefox, if I remember right, requires you to put in like an extension plugin, whatever they call them on Firefox. But yeah, for the most part, you end up with the thing will just show up and send you a notification letting you know that you should go check out the thing on the site.
Yeah, I was using the browser notifications in Chrome for Facebook, but then I just have too many notifications. It was distracting.
I feel the same way, Bridget. Yeah, I had to disable mine too at work. Yeah, so.
Yeah, I mean.
Well, I don't want those showing up on my browser, but my phone. See, here's the thing I didn't tell you about the phone thing, though, Bridget. My phone never goes off. Like, it never like makes a noise letting me know that I got a notification. The notifications just show up. So when I flick down, I get all my notifications.
That's totally different.
So my phone blinks and says, you know, something happened. But it's always face down anyhow, so it doesn't matter.
I just, you know, so I mean, how many, like, think about it. You know, we're 20, 30, 40 years old, and you're going in the future. There's so much information coming at us all the time. And we're choosing this that we can't even sit in silence. I mean, I swear the other day I just went in my room for lunch because I work at home 4 days a week. I didn't even watch Scandal or anything. I just sat in my room in total silence, and I was happy. Eating my macaroni and cheese.
I don't know how that works. Is there an app for that?
I totally would use those notifications. I totally would use them only for live events, something that I would need to watch right away, but just because a blog post comes up, you know, I can just get notifications through regular email or, like Jason said, through RSS feeds, and that's okay. Yeah.
Okay, so it could be really good for time sensitive.
I gotta jump off, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jacob.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for hanging out for a sec. Hey, Bridget, one of the things that Jacob was talking about that he mentioned, which we can kind of transition into the next piece of this, is the idea of being able to update social media regarding an event, you know, a thing that you've posted on your site. So one of the ones that I use is one called Snap, which is the social network auto poster, and it's awesome. Like, I love that one. That one's great. It's cool because it works with darn near everything. It works with stuff you've never even heard of, like app.net, and it works with Flickr. It works with Google+. It works with LiveJournal. It works with Reddit. It works with all sorts of stuff that you would never think, like, how would this thing do this? But it will automatically post it to various places there. So you're thinking, like, why would I want to post to Reddit? Well, there's actually sites that have Reddit, like they use Reddit as their like comments for their website. Really? So instead of having a comment on their website, they'll just send everybody to Reddit because Reddit's popular and a lot of people go there. So oh yeah. So you have that, Stumble Upon, Twitter, Plurk.
Oh, it has Friend Feed and Delicious on here.
Yep.
That's still happening?
I still use the.
I guess so. Yeah. Still a thing.
Wow. Amazing.
So those are really, and what's cool about it is if you, depending on which thing you, I guess you buy. I don't remember if this one's a paid, like it's free. There's a free thing, but I think you can get like multiple accounts plug-in or something. So if you had a Twitter account that's made for, say, your photography on your website, well, you could have a whole, category on your website that could post to photography, and you'll post it to your photography Facebook or photography Twitter or whatever.
You could put it by the category.
Which is really, really, really interesting.
Because of the API that's part of WordPress now, or is it not?
No, because what it's doing is they actually wrote their own stuff to make this happen. So, for instance, if you look at, I think on their website they had a thing on here where you can, when you go and post to Facebook, you can actually post in different styles on Facebook. So if you want to post, let's see if I can find it here. Yeah. So if you want to post, how do I get this thing? I'll share this link for this image so you can take a look at it. So on there, you can share this as a text post, as an image post, which is one big image with some text. You can also post it as an image in an app album. So like in your albums, you can post it that way. Or you can post it as text with an attached link that could also include an image or something like that. So you can do it all the different ways.
Wow. That's amazing.
So it's pretty cool. I like it. We use it on our church site. I also use it on jasontucker.us, which is how I blasted all those posts out to everybody when my website went crazy. Remember when we were recording, my website went crazy? Yeah, that's why I use that. So so this is one that does this. There's other ones that do this too. This is the one that both Steve Zingett and I both use, and he's used on multiple sites that he manages. So it's pretty good stuff. The one from Publicize from Jetpack also does this type of thing. So every time you put a post onto your site, it'll automatically send out.
Yeah, I used Publicize. That's native to the. Yeah. It uses all of the native calls and stuff through Facebook and Twitter and stuff. I think we forgot about David's question over here. I'm sorry. Like I got on a rant. I was just like so curious about what other people think.
That's all right. So his question relates to SMTP, which is the way mail gets sent out. It's the Simple Mail Transport Protocol.
Oh, is that what that means?
And that's what that means. So when it sends out an email, it actually sends it out using SMTP. And so if you don't have, like, for instance, some web hosts don't allow you to send emails through their own mail server. So what they make you do is you use an SMTP plugin, and there's a whole bunch of them. Just do it for them. They pretty much all do the same thing. And what you do is you put in username, password, and SMTP server and the port for it, and it blasts out emails through your email address. So this is good if you have like a site like if you're hosted through like Gmail and you want to make sure it comes from your email address. That's how you'd go about doing that. So this question is: it always better to have WordPress use an SMTP plugin for email, or is it sometimes okay to use the mail function that comes with WordPress? So if you use the one that's built into WordPress, you're using it's usually SendMail in the server to send out the email. The program's called SendMail. That'll send out the email. It'll also sometimes use like the PHP mail sender or something like that. But yeah, that'd be the way that you would go about it. Definitely, if you're using Gmail or something, then go and do that. If you have a ton of like notifications and stuff that happens through your website, Gmail actually has a limit to the number of emails that you can send out. If I remember correctly, it's 2,000 a day, which doesn't sound like a lot, but when you have a ton of people all using the same email service, like at my church, then 2,000 you can blow through pretty quick. So you gotta kind of work that out, which is when you use something like Mandrill or MailChimp or there's SendMail and SendGrid. Yeah, a whole bunch of those types of services are out there to go. So go check those out. Good question, David. Thank you for that. Appreciate it.
I had an issue with using some of the SMTP plugins before, and that didn't work. And the way that I made them work eventually was I started using this new plugin that actually is called Postman SMTP that allows you to authenticate with your Google login and password, and it uses the Gmail API to send the emails, and it's working pretty good for us.
Yeah, no, that's the best way to go if you're using Gmail. It also makes it so that it comes from an authoritative mail server, especially if it's from the same domain as the one that you're sending it through. Yeah. So that's good. If you're using like Gmail as your email address, at gmail.com, it's probably not the best way to go, but it'll definitely still work.
Yeah, that was my next question is like, if you're using these not a traditional MailChimp, but an whatever,
SMTP
plugin or whatever.
Yeah.
That's part of the problem with email marketing, is that a lot of times you'll get hit as spam. And that happened to even me with one of my friends who has my email address in her address book. But because I had stopped sending out my, hey, you can be a guru or whatever email. And then I started again and it landed in her spam on her Gmail.
Yeah.
So I was wondering, like, is there deliverability issues is what Dave was saying. Is any of them better than?
Well, the one through Mandrill was pretty good because it makes you jump through a whole bunch of hoops before you can send it. So what it does is it makes it so that when you send out the email, you're actually using your domain to send out the email. And in order to do that, you actually had to add in a couple extra things into your DNS. So that way what happens is when you send out the email, it goes and sends it out to Mandrill. The Mandrill on your behalf sends out the email to the recipient. And then when it hits the recipient's mail server, the recipient's mail server goes back to your domain and says, who's supposed to be sending this? And it looks and says, oh, Mandrill's allowed to send it. Okay. So that's where that reliability thing comes in, deliverability, if you will. Comes in. So that's the part that's good. If somebody flags it as spam or something like that, instead of it going back to your web host and saying, oh, this guy's a spammer, and then essentially what they're saying is, this entire apartment building contains a spammer.
No, that was an actual problem at my last job. We could not send emails to att.net, sbcglobal.net, or Yahoo.
Yep.
And we tried getting us unblacklisted or whatever. It was very frustrating. Do you know how many people use those email addresses? It was frustrating.
Yeah.
So we had to send them from Gmail.
Yeah, and there's third party companies that you can go through that will do SMT sending regardless of who you host your email through. So if you want to be 100% sure, there's companies out there like the one that Jacob was talking about, SendGrid. There's Server SMTP. There's SendPulse. If you're using Amazon's S3 stuff for your website or for your app or whatever, they have a SMTP service. So you just kind of turn on that thing and then start sending emails that way. So there's a bunch of ways to do it.
Yeah.
So even if you're hosted through SiteGround will show you how to set up the Google SMTP server to send that out. So if you're using SiteGround, they have some pretty good resources.
One of my issues that we had at my company, so we're a publishing company, and we send, not anymore, we're using Constant Contact right now on MailChimp, but we used to send delivery letters for our digital magazines, and I'm talking 25,000 emails using a server. So how we managed to make it so that we're not considered spam as much, we use this software on Windows called Gammadyne, and Gammadyne has this feature that's called DKIM, or domain keys, and basically it's an extra layer, and you add some domain keys to your domain, some records that kind of verifies that you are the owner of the domain, and that certain spam filters do not consider you as spam. But it's more complicated to do because the DKIM is not something that's offered in regular mail services. You have to use certain software to be able to enable it.
Yeah, those are the things I was talking about, Bridget, that Mandrill required us to go through, is to set that up.
Wow. Yeah, I just use MailChimp, and we use MailChimp, so that works for me.
Yeah. Well, then at some point you'll end up using Mandrill through MailChimp anyhow. So.
Whether you want to or not.
Yeah. What's nice about this stuff is you want to make sure that your customers, if they go onto your e-commerce site and they're trying to log in to buy stuff, you want to make sure that they're getting the email back from you saying they either signed up or that they're getting any type of notifications from your web server or from your website, as well as if they lost their password, they want to be able to get those things properly. So it's kind of the best way to go about it.
So my next kind of filter to this idea is one of the benefits, in my point of view, to using Constant Contact, MailChimp, blah, 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 is the analytics. So when you're using a browser notification plugin or SMS, right? SMS is mobile. SMS plugin. I mean, if you're not getting that feedback, it's hard to adjust your content strategy if you don't have the feedback, because like you would say, oh yeah, I got a 48% open rate, and that's above industry average, and so I'm doing a great job, which obviously doesn't include the Outlook people who don't look at, like, doesn't work with their little pixel thing or whatever that counts it or whatever.
Sure.
But still, like, you're pretty excited about your open rate or whatever, but you don't get that open rate, do you? Or do you?
With MailChimp, you do get the open rate.
A lot of these SMS or browser notifications.
Oh, no. So the browser notifications you will get whether or not it was delivered. But what you can do, and what we've been doing at my work, is that we use Bitly for all of our email or all of our link tracking. Oh. So we have a custom Bitly short URL that we use. And what we do is we send out a message through text message or through whatever. We just tell people, we're like, look, I don't care what the browser says. You're sending the people this link. Make sure you send them this link. And we even put it like out in what we call meat space, out in the world. So you walk by a banner that's on the wall and it says, like, short URL / some numbers or letters or whatever, or a custom word for it. And when somebody goes and goes to that web address, it takes them straight to Bitly, does the tracking, and then it sends them to our site. So we use Bitly as our thing for when we hand out papers and stuff. It has the Bitly link on it to get people to go to our site, and we know where it came from. And we use unique ones for everything. So that way we can determine, did this mailer have more of a response than this handout that we did versus the thing that we put on something on the wall. And you use that as your kind of way to determine, where did they find this? Like, what's the source of it? So yeah, to answer your question, that's the way you do it, is use Bitly or use some type of link tracker to do that type of tracking.
Yeah, because I would say that not having analytics would be a disadvantage, especially if you do any kind of agency work or you're doing it on behalf of a client. Clients like,
for instance, if you do handouts, the handouts
that say you're awesome and you're doing your work that they paid you for, whether we agree with them.
What we do is we hand out the pamphlet and we know how many we printed, and then when we hand them out, we count how many we didn't hand out, and we do simple math to figure out how many we actually handed out. Then at that point, you take that plus the number of clicks that you had and figure out what the response is to how many people actually typed in the URL. And then if they sign up for the event, then you use that as your kind of, that kind of determines your ROI for the campaign, if you will.
People like those statistics.
Yeah, exactly. But it's really simple to do it when you already know all the information. Like, how many you're handing out, or how many times typically people would walk by the thing or whatever. So yeah, it's good to be able to use something, especially a third party like Bitly, to take care of all of that for you. And what's nice is Bitly has pretty extensive API, and they work with everybody. So I don't know anything that doesn't work with Bitly.
Yeah. Everything I use works with Bitly. The Revive Old Post works with Bitly.
Yep.
We have our own Bitly. I have my own Bitly. Bitly's awesome.
That Snap plugin I was telling you about, that one uses Bitly, so it'll just push it out and track it.
What's cool is that you can also use your own domain to attach to Bitly for free, and then you just use your own domain / whatever.
The The for free is for free with a little little asterisk after, which is as long as you're not using it for commercial use. We're a church. We don't sell anything.
Exactly.
So yeah, if you're looking for like some suggestions or resources for things that you can do with Bitly, there's a ridiculous thing on how Bitly works and how all these different people have used it and stuff. So even LeBron James used it.
Yeah, it's kind of, not to totally, I'm always derailing myself, but you know how Twitter got rid of their shared counts?
Right.
Bitly tells you how many times it was shared on Twitter.
Yeah.
So another thing people really like is Google Analytics. So I wonder if you can set up a campaign if you're using a browser notification and they click on it. Will that work for iOS too, or? I'm not trying to do this for real life. I'm just asking questions that I feel like.
Yeah.
See, because people, they really, like, before I worked for a company that cared.
Right.
I never looked at any analytics because I was the only one that cared. Okay, now everybody's like, well, Google Analytics says this and it's gospel truth, right? So,
right. You're like, no, thinking, not really.
So if we're, website nerds and we're looking at how many people are looking at our blog posts and all this stuff, and say we are thinking about it, we're not, but just for an instance, putting in the bell one or whatever, are we going to get Google Analytics out of that? And if you're not, then your numbers are going to look lower than they really are if people are using it. Like, say if they want that browser notification instead of the email, you don't. If you have to be able to know it's working, or all you have is like a suspicion. So
yeah. Well, so for instance, with MailChimp, if you send out through MailChimp, you can tell MailChimp, hey, MailChimp, my Google Analytics code is this. You could also then go through each one of your links and route them through Bitly if you wanted to do that. We do that, but only for like very specific calls to action. Like, this is the thing, click on this. Big, huge button in the middle of the screen or something. Then we do that. But for like all the little small links, it'd take forever to do that. So we don't do it. In WordPress itself, WordPress has a function called WP get short link. And if you are smart enough and inclined, you can actually use that as a way to tie into Bitly. So all of your links will end up having a Bitly short link if you wanted to do that.
That's cool.
Which, if I remember correctly, it has a way of filtering, and there's like a hook for it or whatever. So you can at least use that to tie through.
I'm going to send this to Matt in the Slack, right?
Yeah, the URL ends up, it replaces that URL, which is like the /?p equals the number.
Cool.
But yeah, there's a way to do that. The Bitly, the really crappy Bitly plugin for WordPress,
updated 10 years ago.
Right. Has this functionality built into it. It's like one of the first times I saw it. When I saw it, I'm like, oh, this is amazing. They actually are, using this the correct way. What's nice about when you overwrite this get short link is that anytime any other plugin uses the short link, it's going to use the one from Bitly, or there's another one called URLs. A couple different companies that do this. Pretty Links. It's mainly like the affiliate marketing type folks that use this thing. But it's nice because it applies a short link to every single post that's on the site. And then if somebody goes and looks in the header of your site, they'll see, there's one line in there that says like, this is the short link for this particular post.
Is that what people are getting dinged on Pinterest for?
I have no idea.
Because Pinterest does not let you use short links.
I would have to use Pinterest.
That's interesting. I just think that it's an interesting concept, and I don't want to be that old person that's like, get off my lawn. I don't want any mobile notifications. But I just find myself doing it a lot. I'm just like, oh, I want one more. Don't get me on Snapchat. I'm not signing up for Meerkat. I'm not signing up for a rabbit or whatever the next thing is. There's stuff. I was like, are you guys kidding me? We don't have enough of Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Google Plus.
You gotta have Peach.
Yeah, Peach. That was
you gotta
it.
make Peach. You gotta use Peach.
Like,
Peach is the thing.
Slack
And
is
then while you're doing
basically
Peach,
like
make sure
private Facebook.
Make sure you record your anchor.
I mean, seriously, how many things do you need to be in, really?
Well, I have 3 pages worth of them on my phone, so there's that.
Oh, man.
So, folks, we're getting close to wrapping up, but if you have any other quick questions, we'd be more than happy to answer them for you.
I think we annihilated that topic.
I think so. I think we did a pretty good job of taking a topic, focusing on it, and only answering questions regarding that. I mean, we totally would have answered a question.
Especially with how hard it was to get on Blab today. Everybody had trouble.
Oh my gosh.
I was just checking the link that I tweeted from here on my phone, and it took me back to that Russian guy chanting.
You got the Russian guy chanting
the first
too?
time that I clicked on the link. Yeah.
That's
I mean,
awesome.
it's fine that it's chanting. I don't care. Like, that's great. You do that. But that's not what I wanted. I wanted WPblab.
Oh, boy. Well, oh my gosh, that's awesome. Wow. Bridget, you got anything else?
Just, you know, that
Is there anything that WordPress is doing that we gotta plug to make sure you
I'm not
make sure you can sign off saying that you did some work
there
stuff?
are things happening. That's all I had to say.
I know, but are there any things that you can mention that are things that we could talk about for 2 seconds?
No.
Anything I can get you in trouble with on accident?
No, but I am writing about a new product that's going to be released soon.
Awesome.
I will say it
I'm
has
so
to do
glad.
with APIs.
Oh, it has an API.
That's it.
Folks, we've narrowed it down. Our toaster has an API, so Jarnier has everything has an API now.
No, it's exciting. It's yeah.
Oh, you need a plug-in.
Oh, look, the audio, the music started playing. Who knew?
We're solving all
I guess it's
WordPress
over.
blues on WPblab. Woo!
All right, folks, thank you very much for being on the show today. Thank you for hanging out with us. Bridget, thank you for hanging out. I appreciate it. Jacob, I know you were here for a little bit and you left. Thanks. Roz, thank you very much for hanging out. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Folks, you make sure you go to our website at WPwatercooler.com/WPblab and click on the subscribe buttons there. If you want to share all of our cool stuff, you can click on the share buttons. We use mass share, so make sure you go check that out. And if you are on YouTube, we also post this stuff to YouTube, so make sure you go to our YouTube channel, which is WPwatercooler. Hit the subscribe button, and if you do that on your mobile device, you can click on the little bell, and it'll let you notified when a new video is posted. Bridget, thank you for hanging out. I appreciate it. You guys have a good rest of your day.
Bye.